Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about some Nightsisters for Star Wars Shatterpoint. We got a pretty groovy preview from Atomic Mass Games yesterday, and I am absolutely thrilled that these wonderful ladies are going to be gracing our tabletops soon. A big fan of Dathomir and wanting more Dathomirians, and so we're getting quite a few. We're going to have a really nice Dathomirian Battle Force kind of coming up pretty soon. I say Battle Force because I'm hoping they also do Dathomirian Battle Force for Star Wars Legion. But sometimes they always kind of get these games, some things approved for one, and hopefully it shows up in another. I'm definitely hoping that there's been a kind of a big licensing push to get Dathomir approved for all of their games. It would be super awesome. I'm looking forward to that. But we're going to talk about Star Wars Shatterpoint today. We're going to talk about Mother Talzin and the Nightsisters. Very cool stuff. And I'm also really excited to talk to you about my wonderful sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. If you guys haven't seen these tokens already, they're absolutely fantastic. You should definitely check them out. Head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. And check out some of these tokens. They have full lines of tokens designed to be compatible with games like Star Wars X-Wing or Star Wars Legion or Magic the Gathering. Plus, you can get damage tokens that are going to work with any of your tabletop games that kind of have a really beautiful finish to them, kind of a sci-fi or Star Wars compatible sort of look to them. I love the damage tokens. They have twos on the back. They're double-sided, right? You can flip these over. Fantastic for really spicing up your game and keeping track of all of that damage. And of course, hopefully you don't have to put too much damage on your characters. You want to put that on the other person's characters, but when they do damage you, you're going to be like, well, at least I got these super awesome tokens, and maybe that'll distract your opponent enough so you can outmaneuver them on your next play. If you want to head over to luxuryplaystyle.com, you can check them out. Use code Crabbok VIP. That's going to save you 15% off of your purchase. So definitely don't forget to use that code. We're also doing a big giveaway right now for a $50 Amazon gift card. If you want to have a chance to enter to win that in hopes of getting an expansion of your choice, all you have to do is subscribe and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. If you're already subscribed, you're already halfway there. Just leave a comment. Let me know some of your favorite characters in Star Wars and some things that maybe you'd like to see on your tabletop. So let's dive into these awesome characters. So we've got Mother Talzin over here. Now, she is an 8-point character, which means she's our primary. She's a beast, too. What I like about her being 8 points is it means that she can be mixed and matched with a lot of things. Of course, you're definitely going to want to pair her with, I think, some of the stuff that's going to come in this squad pack, but especially with a 4-point 4-point support, you're going to need an 8-point commander for those 4-point supports because all of the secondaries that we've seen so far are still in that 4-point range. So you're gonna need an 8-point commander or an 8-point primary for a 4-point support. So that's an important thing about that. She's also only going to give you 3 force, which it seems kind of the norm, right? There's a lot of 8-point commanders that give 3. There's a lot of 7s that give 4 and things like that. It's not always the case. There's a lot of different ways to balance these things. But she's going to be a primary unit for Mother Talzin. She is going to be Dathomirian, a Force user, and a Nightsister. So a very interesting thing, couple of keywords there. She's got Obscuring Shadow, so as a primary, she's going to activate. She's going to have an automatic. At the start of this unit's activation, choose another allied Dathomirian unit. One character in the chosen unit may dash. Now, this is great for a number of different things. This is obviously going to work with the Nightsisters that you see. It's got some pretty cool things that are going to work with the Nightsisters, and I like that. But I think it's pretty cool to think about other Dathomirians that we've already seen in the game. Like, I've always had a problem, like Maul. I think I'd love to see Maul with her, but I'm thinking about Asajj Ventress right now. Asajj is somebody that's just like, I've not been able to get her engaged in meaningful ways, and I feel like while she works, I feel like she hasn't had a chance to shine yet. And I think this is going to be a way for her to shine, is to have her running around with Mother Talzin. So I'm really looking forward to pairing Asajj Ventress with Mother Talzin and making some of that work. That's going to be a fun one. She's got Manipulating Hand as an active ability to force to use this one. So this is a big one. And it says choose an enemy character within 4. The chosen character will dash, and you resolve this move. So you choose where they go, and then you can have them ingress or something like that. which is really interesting. You are putting somebody kind of wherever you want. That's kind of nuts. It's incredible is actually what it is. And it also, again, combos so much, especially when you have some melee characters that you might want to pair with her. Again, we haven't seen the Sauvage Opress character yet, but I'm sure we're going to see him show up next because I believe he's in this pack, and we just don't get the preview yet, but of course I'm sure we will. She has a pretty cool ability here, reactive called Life Drain. After a allied Dathomirian character makes an attack, if the defender suffered at least 1 or more damage, I don't think you have to say, or no, it suffered 1 or more. It doesn't say at least 1 or more. This unit may use this ability. That allied Dathomirian character may heal, which is a really nice thing to be able to do when you're attacking. And what else is cool about that is there's no range requirement on that. So you can actually have your melees advance, you can have your archers attack and do all that cool stuff. Very cool. We've got Wrath of the Great Mother. Once per turn, when an enemy character wounds another allied unit, so when your friends get hurt, after the effect is resolved, one character in this unit may dash and then may make a 5 dice ranged attack targeting the enemy character. So I like that. Again, that is limited to once per turn, though. But I mean, that's awesome, and that also doesn't cost force, right? Like that's crazy. So you don't having to pay anything for that. Granted, it's only when somebody gets wounded, not necessarily gets damage put on them, but gets like wounded. But pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool. All right, we've got a lot of good stuff to talk about here. She has the exact same like names for her abilities on both of her stances. But they're slightly different. They're mostly the same. They're just slightly different, right? Like the Great Mother seems like I don't know, man. It seems better just all around. So I think I'll probably run Great Mother most of the time. You got more defense dice. I mean, at least at range. I mean, I guess you could switch to Wrath if you get close. You get close into melee. You're slightly better in melee with the Wrath stance than you are, and slightly better at ranged with the Great Mother stance. But man, the Great Mother stance has so much damage potential, so much. It's pretty significant. Okay, so lots of damage here on Great Mother. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 potential damage if you go up the middle and then up at the end. But getting that reposition at the end is sick. 7 damage, range 4, 7 defense dice. I mean, goodness gracious. Of course, that doesn't even come with 7 defense dice. I actually just finally bought an extra dice pack. I've been playing so many games and having to re-roll dice. I'm like, I need to buy an extra dice pack. This is redonkulous. Any a single expertise gets you a crit and an extra strike on magics there, which is really cool. Now we go to Wrath, you don't have quite as good on that, but your melee is a little bit better. You get a single crit gets you a single expertise gets you a crit and a damage, which I like there. Your defense is pretty good all around. You get that active ability in the middle of Wrath, though, which is pretty cool. You can do that manipulating hand if you can get there, and I think that's really the draw for Wrath. You do have a lot of different conditions and healings, and so you have a lot more flexibility on some of the things that you can do here, but most of the time, I think I'm going to be running in Great Mother because you also have a push option down there, which is really good, or expose as your second one. Like push and expose are two of my favorite things to be able to do to enemy characters, so I really like that. I really do. It's gonna be definitely situational though, and she looks pretty groovy. Let's talk about the Nightsisters. These supports are also very, very groovy. It's the 4 points, obviously no force, supporting unit, 2 miniatures. They're just nuts. So we have acrobatic advance, very similar to like a lot of the clone stuff. Hey, you get to move, and then you get a hunker token. But theirs is a jump, which is actually kind of good. So these are like, I feel like they're like way better than clones, right? I mean, they're 4 points. You know, some clones are 3 points, some clones are 4 points. So you definitely, there's things to consider here. Only have 7 health, though. Only have 7 health. They could die. Oh, by the way, Mother Talzin, 10 health and 3 stamina. So she's going to be tough to bring down. Really tough to bring down. Nightsisters, a little bit less tough. I guess that's the trade-off. You don't necessarily want to keep them getting shot. Yeah, I think you want to kind of group them together and keep them kind of out of where like not everybody can shoot them. But the acrobatic advance really good. Coordinated fire expose extremely good. I think that this means when you run these, your opponent's going to be prioritizing them. Like, no, we're totally going to kill the Nightsisters like as soon as humanly possible, or as soon as Dathomirianly possible. Oh, that's a terrible joke. Terrible. I am such a dad. I apologize to all you non-dads out there. But to all you dads out there, hit this. Hit this. Yes, yes. Okay. Anyway. Darkness and Shadows. We've got Darkness and Shadows is good. While this unit has one or more hunker tokens, characters in this unit add 1 die to their defense rolls against ranged attacks. You're gonna need to use acrobatic advance on these because you're gonna want that hunker token. You don't want the jump. You're gonna want to get up high, get extra cover, adding an extra die also. So like the idea here is you're gonna jump up, you're gonna get the hunker token, and you're gonna be adding an extra die against ranged attacks. Again, early attacks, like first round, you're probably not getting meleeed on the first round. You might get ranged shot on the first round. This is going to give you 3 extra dice if you've done acrobatic advance, right? Like, because you're probably going to have cover. Hopefully you position yourself that way. At least 2 extra dice, though. That's awesome. And then we have Night Hunter. When a character in this unit makes a ranged attack as part of a combat action, if it targets an enemy character that is engaged with another allied Dathomirian, it adds 2 dice to the attack roll. So they're like, everything on here is just incredible. Coordinated Fire Expose is just nuts, by the way. Coordinated Fire Expose is probably one of the best keywords in the game for a support to have. Because again, you're trying to go after somebody good. Like, oh, hold on. Before dice are rolled, I'm giving you exposed, so now your defense die is crippled. It's bonkers. It's that good. And then Night Hunter is giving them more dice when they attack. It's just they're really good, man. And here's their stance cards. So, I mean, 5 dice already against a ranged attack for support is not bad. It's not bad at all, considering they're probably going to roll 8 dice against a ranged attack, 8 defense dice. They're not. I mean, their defensive expertise isn't great, right? They've got 1 to 2. They're only getting 1, so 1 is normal. 2, they kind of lose out. 3, they only get 1, but they can reposition. So if they survive, then you can be like, I'm getting the heck out of here. You can do that, or you can move even farther forward, which is just totally weird. Like this, I think they run the risk of potentially being a little OP. When they ranged attack, they only kind of lose when they roll 3 expertise. If they roll 4, they still get a crit, so 4 is not bad. 3 is where but even 2 expertise is still 2 extra strikes, so that's not half bad. Melee is not all that great. I mean, the range 5 also. Range 5, and they're starting with 6 dice, possibly 8 dice. If they're engaged, if you're playing everything like the way you probably should, like you want Asajj Ventress getting moved up closer, right? But you can also, interact with Mother Talzin here, and you can be like, oh, everybody's kind of out of range, no problem. Mother Talzin's going to activate, boom, obscuring shadows. The Nightsisters dash now. Now suddenly they're in range to do coordinated fire. Then Mother Talzin activates, boom, she moves close, ranged attacks. Oh, coordinated fire, boom, you get an expose. And now Mother Talzin's attack is going through. You can't spend your defensive expertise. It's just this wicked, naturally occurring combination of units that happen to be all Dathomirian. I love it. I think it's going to be super cool. Can't wait to see how Savage Opress fits into all of this. I think he'll obviously be the melee character. I don't see him having a ranged attack. The melee character that's going to trigger things like Night Hunter and things like that. You want him going in probably first, leading the charge. And then what other strike team you sort, or what other squad you pair with for your whole strike team. Hopefully you have Asajj Ventress or Maul or something like that in there also. It'd be interesting to see how that whole squad would completely fill out. I'm wondering what else is coming. I think there'll be some more Dathomirian stuff in the future. I think it's definitely possible we could get zombie Nightsisters or Night Brothers. I think there's more options for that. I think it'd be pretty cool. We might even see a support version of Asajj Ventress at some point. I don't know for sure if we'll see that, but it could be possible. Or heck, maybe we'll see a Cal Kestis. I really think we're going to see a Cal Kestis pack And I think we're going to see a Nightsister. I think we'll see Marin. I think we'll see Marin and Cal Kestis. I feel like it's coming. The signs are there, like to run a Dathomirian battle force, right? Like you've got 3 in this pack. You've got Mother Talzin, you've got 2 Nightsisters, and then you've got Savage Opress. You're gonna have Maul, and you're gonna have, you're also gonna have Asajj Ventress, but you can't run all 3 leads, right? So who's gonna go underneath? Let's say you run Asajj as the partner. Who's going to be the support there? I think Marin comes in as a support with a Cal Kestis pack. I just really think it's going to happen that way. And if so, that would be if he's a dual era, because he's kind of in between. I should make a whole nother video on this. I shouldn't talk about it too much right now, because then I'll run out of things to talk about in the next video. Let me know your thoughts, though. I'll gather my thoughts a little bit more and put it all together. I think it's coming. Though. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are amazing and help make this channel possible. Thank you so much for your continued support. I will talk to you later. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Always string your bow from top to bottom. I don't know if that's right, because I've never strung a bow before.